Okay, so you guys have sent us some really interesting stuff about using AI to boost income.
Yeah, some really thought-provoking articles.
And we're gonna dive deep into that today, right?
Exactly.
Specifically, like, you know how AI can help you personally make more money every single month?
Yeah, exactly.
So we've got two sources to look at today.
Two really interesting perspectives, I think.
The first is an article that we got from Medium by a guy named Tirupati Rao.
Oh, yeah, Raz piece is really good.
It's called "How I Make an Extra $1,000 Every Month Using AI Tools."
That's the one from August 9th, 2024, right?
That's the one, yeah.
I think that one really gets into the nuts and bolts of using AI for content writing.
Yeah, and I think it'll be relatable to a lot of people listening, you know,
Yeah, anyone who does freelance work or, has the kind of variable income situation.
for sure. And then the second piece that we're looking at comes from Smart Money AI.
And they're making a much bolder claim.
Yeah, this one's called "This AI Finance Tool Made Me $8,000 a Month, Step-by-Step Guide for Beginners."
Wow, that's quite a number.
Yeah, so we're gonna unpack both of those and see what we can learn from it.
It will be really interesting to compare and contrast.
Yeah, exactly, because one's focused on content creation and the other's like straight up finance.
Right, and see how AI is being used in these different areas.
Yeah, but we're not gonna overload you with every little detail.
No, we're going to distill it down.
Yeah, we're gonna pull out the key takeaways, and hopefully you guys can walk away from this deep dive with some actionable insights.
Exactly something you can actually apply.
All right, so let's start with Tirupati Rao and his experience as a content writer.
Okay, so he starts off by describing something that I think a lot of people can relate to,
What's that?
inconsistent income. Like some months are good,
Yeah,
some months are not so good.
the feast or famine cycle, right?
Exactly, the feast or famine. And he was, kind of in that cycle as a content writer.
And then he stumbles upon AI tools.
Yeah, it sounds like it was kind of by accident.
Yeah, he was like up late one night working on a deadline.
Scrambling to get something done.
Yeah, and he just starts searching online and bam, he discovers these AI tools.
And it changes everything.
Yeah. And so what were some of the key ways that AI helped him out?
Well, I think the biggest one right off the bat was that it allowed him to write so much faster.
But did the quality suffer?
He actually says that the quality either stayed the same or even got better.
Wow, so he's writing faster and the quality's not going down. That's amazing.
Yeah, and think about what that means for someone who's, trying to make a living as a freelancer.
It's huge.
You can suddenly take on more work.
Yeah, you're more productive.
Exactly, and that translates directly to more income.
And how much extra money was he making?
So just by taking on like one or two extra assignments per week, he was making an extra $500 to $700 per month.
That's significant.
It is, and it's all because he was able to work more efficiently.
Yeah, and it's not just about like churning out more content.
No, it's also about the quality of that content. And Rao talks about how AI actually helped him to be more creative.
Really?
Yeah, he describes AI as like a creative partner.
Interesting.
It helped him to brainstorm ideas.
Like when he was feeling stuck?
Exactly when he had writer's block.
Oh, that's so helpful.
It is, and it helped him to come up with more unique and engaging content.
Which led to more repeat business.
Yeah, because his clients were happy.
Right, and more referrals.
Exactly. So that's another way that AI helped him to increase his income.
Right, so we've got the speed, the creativity.
What else?
What about SEO?
Oh, yeah, that's a big one.
Because I feel like SEO can be kind of a mystery sometimes.
Yeah, it can be. But Rao says that AI tools made it much easier for him.
How so?
Well, they helped him to find the right keywords to use in his content.
Okay.
They helped him to optimize the structure of his content.
So it's like more appealing to Google and all that.
Exactly. And they even helped him to analyze what his competitors were doing.
So he could see what was working for them.
Right. And then he could, adapt his own strategy accordingly.
Smart.
And he says that he saw an almost immediate impact on his search engine rankings.
Wow, so his content was showing up higher in search results.
Yeah, which means that more people were finding it.
And that leads to more clients.
Right, leads more inquiries.
And ultimately more money.
And he says that this SEO boost added another few $100s to his monthly earnings.
So we're already up to like $1,000 a month.
Yeah, just from those three things.
That's incredible.
And there's more.
Really?
Yeah, so after he's written his content, he also uses AI tools to help him edit.
Okay.
And he says that these AI editing tools are amazing at catching mistakes.
You know those little typos and grammatical errors?
Yeah, the things that we all miss sometimes.
Especially when you've been staring at a screen for hours.
Exactly. And they also help him to make his writing clearer and more concise.
So it's not just about fixing errors. It's about improving the overall quality,
Right, and again, this saves him a lot of time.
which he can then use to take on more work.
Exactly, it's all connected.
And finally, Rao talks about using AI for social media.
Ah, yes. That's a big one for a lot of people.
Yeah, it can be so time-consuming to manage social media.
It can, but Rao found AI tools that automated a lot of the process for him.
Like what kind of things?
Well, they helped him to schedule his social media posts. They
Oh.
helped him to engage with his audience.
So like responding to comments and things like that.
Yeah, and they even helped him to find new people to connect with.
So it's like having a virtual assistant for your social media.
Right, and this freed up a lot of his time.
And it also helped him to grow his audience,
Exactly, because his social media presence was more consistent and engaging.
which led to more traffic to his website or portfolio.
Right, and more potential clients.
So it's all part of this bigger picture of using AI to increase your income.
It is, and it's not just about one big thing. It's about all these little improvements adding up over time.
Right. And Rao was very specific about some of the AI tools that he used.
Oh, yeah, he mentioned Jasper AI and Copy.ai.
Those are for content creation, right?
Yeah, they're really popular for generating marketing copy and blog posts.
And he also mentioned Write and Writesonic.
Yeah, those are great options too.
And then there was Phrase.io.
That one's specifically for SEO optimization.
Okay, so those are some great starting points for anyone who's interested in exploring AI for content creation.
Absolutely. They're all really powerful tools.
All right, so let's move on to that second source that we mentioned, the one from Smart Money AI.
Yeah, the one that promises $8,000 a month.
That's a big number,
It is, and it makes you wonder what's going on there.
right? What kind of AI finance tool could possibly generate that much income?
Especially for beginners.
Yeah, the title specifically says Step-by-Step Guide for Beginners.
So it's not like you need to be a financial expert to use it.
Right, it's supposed to be accessible to anyone.
So we have these two examples. One where someone's making an extra $1,000 a month with AI for content writing.
And another where someone's claiming to make $8,000 a month with AI for finance.
And both of them are saying that it's doable for beginners.
What do you make of that?
Well, I think it shows that AI has the potential to generate income in a lot of different areas.
Right, it's not just limited to one specific field.
And it also suggests that the level of income you can generate with AI can vary widely.
Yeah, from $1,000 a month to $8,000 a month.
Exactly. And I think it's important to keep in mind that these are just two examples.
There are probably lots of other ways to use AI to make money.
Definitely. And we're only just scratching the surface here.
Right, and I think it's also important to note that these are just claims. We don't know for sure if these people are actually making this much money.
Right. We're taking their word for it.
And even if they are, it doesn't mean that everyone who uses these AI tools will make the same amount of money.
Exactly. Your results may vary.
But I do think it's inspiring to see these examples.
Yeah, it shows what's possible.
And it gives us something to aspire to.
Right. And I think it's worth exploring how AI can be applied in our own lives.
Even if we don't expect to make thousands of dollars a month.
Exactly. Even small improvements can make a big difference over time.
All right, so let's wrap things up here.
Okay.
What are the key takeaways from this deep dive?
Well, I think the biggest one is that AI has the potential to help us make more money.
Right, and it can do that in a lot of different ways.
It can help us to be more efficient. It can help us to be more creative.
It can help us to reach a wider audience.
Exactly. And it can even help us to automate tasks that we don't enjoy doing.
So if you're looking for ways to boost your income, AI is definitely worth exploring.
Absolutely. And there are lots of resources available to help you get started.
Yeah, like the tools that Rao mentioned in his article.
Right. Or you can do some research online and find tools that are specific to your needs.
And I think the most important thing is to just start experimenting.
Yeah, try things out. See what works for you.
And don't be afraid to fail.
Failure is just part of the learning process.
Exactly. So get out there and start using AI to make more money.
And have fun with it.
Absolutely. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive.
It was a pleasure.
We'll see you next time.
See you then.
Bye.
Bye.